Frank Kern's done a great job at remaining relevant in this industry, better than just about anybody.
I mean, his face was everywhere at GHL.
Frank runs ads when he's not making money. When Frank's between figuring out concepts, he keeps running ads because it keeps his face in the marketplace. It's constant branding. And you watch 5 minutes of a Frank Kern sales pitch. Well, that's 5 minutes, right? Or you read one of my real long, detailed blog posts. Well, that's 15 minutes. Or you watch one of my videos, which I had all my videos. They were putting out short clip videos for me in YouTube. I said, I want long clip. I want hour and a half, because I want somebody to get sucked into there that watches an hour and a half, because that's an hour and a half. And over time, you wonder like why guys like me, Frank, there's only like probably 10 of us, maybe 15 of us in this business that have been around for a really, really, really long time. And it's because people have consumed in excess of 7 hours of all of our content. They have. And there's new people coming in all the time, but there are people that know they'll repeat things back to me that I said that I forgot, right? Because 5 years ago, they listened to something I was teaching, but it didn't matter. It was relevant at the time.
Right.
Right. And we're also all mass broad spectrum communicators. So you're watching a Perry Belcher YouTube video, or you're listening to a Perry Belcher podcast as I'm guesting on a podcast. I haven't had a podcast up till now. And, I've been a guest on a bunch of podcasts. You're listening to a podcast with me on it. You're going to an event where I'm speaking. Are you reading a book that I wrote? Right? I talked to Dan Kennedy about it. He said, he went all around the country for 4 years speaking at these big Peter Lowe events. He said, I had not spoken at all those events and written all those books, there would be no Dan Kennedy. Because people sitting in an arena and listening to him talk for 90 minutes, it's a long time. And then he would sell them a real low ticket course that came with a book. Well, now they spend 2 hours reading the book. Now they spend 3 hours going through the course. Now he invites them to the first event for free. The first live event is free. So now if they come to the first event, he told me that if they came to 2 events, they were lifers. If they came to 2 live events, they were lifers.
You got some lifers.
I got some lifers, yeah.
You got quite a few lifers.
And
actually.
you only need about 1,000 lifers to make you $1 million a year. If you got 1,000 lifers, you make $1 million a year net money off 1,000 lifers. That is true no matter what you do, pretty much. If there's margin in your business, it's operated well. So again, it doesn't mean they're going to read 11 emails in a row. They might read 2 emails, watch a YouTube video, respond to an SMS message, get a push notification, be handed a flyer at a live event, any of those things. And those are actually quite easy to achieve, And then this came out of dating. I know this for sure. It's really interesting that they'll tell you real quickly in the dating world, never take a girl to the same place for multiple dates in a row. The more places you take her, the better off you'll come out. In fact, the pickup artist guys that are trying to sleep with a girl on the first night,
right,
they'll have her move 4 places with them within the bar. Like if they're in a bar, they'll say, well, let's come outside. I want to smoke a cigarette.
I almost want to FaceTime Julian Reyes and ask him this.
Oh, I promise you, Julian would confirm that. Yeah. Even a ginger like him can get laid, which is fascinating, but he's all jacked now.
It is fascinating that anyone would sleep with him. I've always felt that way.
Yeah.
But but he's done it quite a bit.
Yeah. We've always wondered about that. Julie, if you're listening, we love you. We just don't know how you get laid.
We just don't know how you get laid, dude. We don't know how.
But seriously though, if they've proven it, if they can get the girl to follow them 4 places in the bar, she's much more likely to leave with them, which is amazing. So the people that do this in the dating space, they don't do anything. They just accelerate the process. They're just really accelerating the process. They're trying to elongate the first date into 7 hours if they can. They're trying to go out for lunch, have that go into drinks, have that go into whatever. And they can accelerate that process and achieve a goal in a single day. The secret is you just can't skip steps. If you skip steps, somebody finds you the first time, you're making a big pitch for them. Priestley has a term for it I love. He says people will show up, they'll buy you a little tripwire item, and then all of a sudden you're on the phone with them, phone banging them to buy a $10,000 thing. And he calls that pitch slapping. They haven't got to know you yet, right? They haven't got to know you. And it reeks of desperation. It reeks of desperation when you do that. If people come into the Driven Mastermind funnel, they're going to join Driven and it's $30-some thousand. They didn't just find Driven Mastermind this morning and go apply. There's just no way that that's true. They either knew me or Qasim or Jason, or they know someone else who's highly recommending us that they know. So all those things being true, if you can really think about that, if you can get, it's hard. It's really hard to get to the point where you feel confident that people have absorbed your content, seen interactions in different places with you before you really make your hardcore pitch to them. But it's not as hard as you think. You can shortcut the process with one very simple concept, and that's a live event. If you can get those people to come to a live event and sit in a room with you for 3 days, they're going to absorb 7 hours of your content. If you can get them on, like I do, 3-4 hour virtual days streaming, they're going to absorb 12 hours of your content. But best of all, come to a live event, man. If you come to the live event, we're going to do razzle dazzle frazzle. And hopefully by the end of that, you're going to go, holy crap, I think I want to work with these guys. I'm going to join Ignite, or I'm going to join Driven if you're a different strata, or whatever the case may be. But why do you think we're sitting here, man? I got other shit to do today. I don't need to be sitting here doing a podcast, right? But hopefully you're going to dig this podcast. It's not been as much a train wreck as it should be. We're kind of letting them down on the branding, I think.
You literally told everyone I take 3 tequila shots and fuck everybody. I think that's a train wreck.
Well, those are just facts. It's not really a train wreck.
Perry, just get to the point. I know it's so difficult for you.
It is. But yeah, hopefully you're going to absorb this content, and you're going to see that I'm brilliant, and you might want to work with me, and you're going to see that Emma's okay too, right? There's just all kinds of opportunities here. I'm just kidding. She holds together everything in our business. If Emma wasn't here to operate businesses, we would all fall apart. Everybody knows that. They know I'm full of shit. I got to be.
You can take all the credit. I don't need it. I'll just take the check every month.
I'll take the money. Nah. But seriously though, this is a really important concept. So stop stealing Presley's words. Pitch slapping your clients.
Yeah.
You know, you got somebody to raise their hand, and the first thing you do is throw a dagger at them, right? They're going to run the other direction. And one of the most brilliant marketers I know is a guy named Dean Jackson. He's just as smart as they come. And he has a concept called cheese and whiskers. And the concept is that a mouse will chew through a concrete wall to get to a piece of cheese, but it will run the opposite direction as hard and fast as it can at the flicker of a whisker. And most marketers lead whiskers out.
We interrupt this pod to bring you this really special announcement. You need to go right now. Well, maybe they want to go right now. Want to stop?
No, at the end. We don't want to have them stop.
Go to trainwreckshow.com. There's lots of bots there, GPT bots that do things for you, that do a lot of your work. So you don't have to work so much and drink more beer. The episode archives are over there. There's all of our resources, worksheets, workbooks. Everything that we've done that we give away is over there. Go get it right now. There's a lot of resources there. Way more resources than you get when you buy a lot of communities, I think.
And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you can catch every episode as soon as it hits. We'll send you a notification.
It doesn't mean you're liking Emma, by the way, because I know that slows us down on our likes. You can just click and say, I like Perry. You don't have to like Emma. It works the same way.
Go to www.trainwreckshow.com. Like, subscribe on whatever platform you like to consume your podcasts. Apple, if you are inclined to see Perry's ugly mug, go to YouTube.
I have a face for audio.
You sure do.
I really do.
I think we're both in that category.
I got a face for audio.
Hop on to the website, subscribe so you can get updates whenever we drop a new episode. Grab the Google Doc with the show notes, and see you next time.
Yeah, there'll be a bunch of references in there, stuff that we don't get to on the show, and we update the show notes too. They're live documents.
Except for the show notes that are attached to every podcast. Those are living. Not living. Those are permanent.
Except they should be.
But the doc, yeah, it doesn't work that way, Perry. It's not how the interwebs work. Remember when you invented them? Remember when you told me you invented the interwebs?
Al and I.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. See ya.